in the following, you're going to learn how to add a new tool to the scArchon pipeline. In order to have a new tool added to the pipeline, you need to have a running script for the tool. You need to create a Docker, which is the environment, which you will have to push onto Docker Hub. And finally, you'll have to insert it into the snake-make pipeline, and we're going to show you how to do it. Let us take the example of scGen. Any code can be written in the following form. You have the A data, which is going to be used for training. You have the control, and you have the stimulated for the target that you want to predict. Then you have to train the model. You define the model and you train it with this function. Then you can, from the trained model, get the prediction, usually with a predict function. And finally, once you have the prediction, you're going to be able to save the results. This format is common to any of the tools that is capable of doing such an experiment. If you have a script which is of the form that is shown, you're now able to create an environment that will be usable in the snake-make pipeline. For this, we're going to create a Docker. A Docker is nothing else than creating an environment. You have to pull an environment from an image. Here we use Miniconda. And then you install the packages as you would do on a normal Conda environment. We have now created the Docker file, and we're going to push the Docker online. We have gone onto the first step, which is of creating the Docker, and we're now going to build it. To this end, you'll have to cd into the folder creating Docker, containing the Docker file, and build it using this terminal command. Once this is done, you can go on to the third step, which is to save the Docker onto Docker Hub. In our case, we have a public Docker Hub at HTSU, but your institution may have an account already. You have to log into Docker from your terminal using your username and the password of this account. Once the Docker has finished building, you can tag it using this command and finally push it onto Docker Hub to make it available to the community. We now have all the necessary information to add the script to the snake-make. So we're going to go to the script, scgen, and let's see how the code is constructed. So you have the imports that you would typically have to run the tool. Then you have to add some imports that are pertaining to the snake-make pipeline. Those are information concerning the different observations and contexts that you have saved into the datasets.tsv. You're going to have to load the data that was saved into the data folder. And after some checks, we finally come to the script that we had prepared previously, where you can see the different sections of running scgen, training it, getting the prediction, and finally saving the results. Once we have created the scripts, we're going to be able to finalize and add the rule for the tool in the snake file. As you can see, the snake file takes as input the datasets.tsv to have all the information, and has a rule all to tell to run all the tools, compute all the metrics, and run the benchmark. Let's come to the rule for scgen in particular. You see that we have to have an input. This input is generic to all the tools. Just ensure that you change the name of the tools accordingly. Output, it is also generic, so you can leave it like this. As you can see, we're going to make use of the singularity that we have pushed to a public repository. And finally, we have the shell, where we're going to log the running time, having the start and end time, and logging it into the log folder. And finally, the code to run the script itself in the singularity environment, where we activate the conda, and finally run the script that we have just saved in the scripts folder. You are now capable of adding a new tool to the pipeline. Thank you very much for your attention.